everyone, my dear friends. You're on the Soul Zodiac Insights channel. Today, we're talking about the lunar eclipse, often called the blood moon, and the autumn eclipse corridor from September 7th to the 21st. This is a powerful karmic time that we can already feel, and nothing happens by chance. Everything has a specific meaning and follows a set cycle. The eclipse on September 7th will be a lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces, opening the eclipse corridor until September 21st. This is a waning moon corridor, which means its main purpose is to help us cleanse our space and get rid of everything unnecessary. This will be a very strong eclipse, visible to almost the entire planet. It occurs in the 12th house of the horoscope, symbolizing the completion of a cycle. Something will be leaving your life forever, both on a personal and a global level. This eclipse is the perfect gateway for us to understand ourselves, get answers, find clarity in all of life's confusing questions, and bring a certain order. The next eclipse, a solar one on September 21st, will open the door to building something entirely new. In this first eclipse corridor, you're advised to clear out space for that new beginning. So, if you want to get rid of bad habits, a difficult situation, or even an ailment, this eclipse will help you. It will affect everyone, not just Pisces or Virgo, because it is genuinely that powerful. The influence will manifest either externally or internally, depending on your birth chart. The lunar eclipse itself occurs on September 7th at 6:09 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, with the first 24 hours being the most potent. It takes place at the 15th and 16th degrees of Pisces. A lunar eclipse is essentially a full moon, but 1,000 times more powerful because it takes place on a karmic node, the North Node, which represents our future. The sun opposes the moon, and from everything that was secret and unrevealed, we get clarity and a final result. The last time a similar eclipse happened was on September 18, 2024. So processes that began back then may be coming to an end now. The eclipse cycle repeats every 18.5 and 9 years, so you can look back at what was happening in your life 9 or 18.5 years ago. The exact situation won't repeat, but the same life area, be it work, family, or children, will once again be in focus. The eclipse is in Pisces, a sign of deep emotion and an endless ocean of feelings. It governs spirituality, intuition, psychology, esotericism, yoga, meditation, faith, universal love, and romance. This powerful full moon will allow us to go beyond the visible and even the material. If you focus on the day of the eclipse, and especially the 3 days after, you can literally develop your intuition and gain a profound understanding of yourself and others. Aries. My dear beloved Aries, a lunar eclipse is about completion and culmination. And for you, this one falls in the 12th house, a very mystical placement. You might experience incredible events, meet unusual people, or find yourself in mysterious circumstances. This full moon is perfect for meditation, creativity, and spending time in solitude. You may see the completion of long-term processes, especially those related to distant lands. This could mean you finally receive immigration or work documents, or get an invitation to move. For those who have been living or working abroad, this might be the end of that period, and you could return home. It can also signify the end of a period of isolation or loneliness. Since this is a very powerful waning energy, it's the perfect time to get rid of all bad habits and negative influences. This is a double-strength eclipse for releasing what no longer serves you. Taurus. My dear, beloved Tauruses, this lunar eclipse happens in your 11th house, the sector of success, freedom, and fulfilled desires. This eclipse may bring you the fulfillment of a wish. Perhaps a wish you've had will finally come true, or you'll discover how to make it happen. It's also a time when some of your old plans might come to an end, prompting you to build new ones. Since this is the 11th house, the eclipse may also bring changes in your social circle. Friends might move away, or you could learn something about a friend that leads you to part ways. Any friendships that have run their course may also naturally end. For those who work in large groups or online, This could be a culmination, like a big stage performance or a surge of energy for your social media or online store. However, since the energy is waning, I don't advise starting anything new in this area. This is a great time to cleanse your digital space by deleting unnecessary files and connections. This full moon, as a culmination, can bring you fame or a promotion, like being put in charge of a new team. Changes will be happening in the sphere of your friends, especially close ones. For some, a new friend might even appear, though this is a rarer event for a lunar eclipse. Gemini. My dear beloved Geminis, this lunar eclipse is in your 10th house, the sector of career and your highest ambitions. For many of you, this could bring tension with your bosses, parents, or partners, especially because you have a powerful desire to achieve your goals and others may not be on board with your plans. Be careful not to let small disagreements escalate into major conflicts. This eclipse may bring a culmination in your career, like a promotion or a change in management. For some, it may even mean retirement. For others, it's about taking a leadership role or deciding to leave your job to eventually start your own business. While the eclipse isn't the right time to start a new venture, these ideas will become very clear to you now. The 10th house also governs your status, so you might buy or sell a home, receive news about becoming a parent, or have a significant change in your status, like a name change or a marriage proposal. Be mindful that this house is also about reputation, so any important secrets could surface. Cancer. My dear beloved Cancers, this eclipse is in your 9th house, which means you'll see the culmination of legal matters, like a court case coming to an end. It could also bring the end of your studies, like receiving a diploma or a final answer on documents related to travel or moving abroad. The 9th house is all about broadening your horizons through travel, education, and new experiences. This eclipse will bring all of these matters to the forefront. You may make important decisions about where to study or what new skills to learn. This could also bring a major development in legal matters. This house also governs foreign people and cultures, so you might have a significant interaction with a foreigner or even get a marriage proposal from one. For those in a second marriage, this eclipse could bring either a major breakthrough or a clear ending if the relationship has run its course. Leo. My good Leos, this eclipse falls in your 8th house, which governs shared money, transformation, and hidden matters. This eclipse could bring a major financial culmination, such as an inheritance, a loan approval, or other payments you've been waiting for. The 8th house is also about magic, sex, and all things mystical, so you might experience some very unusual or even magical things. Secrets could be revealed, especially regarding your partner's finances. Since this eclipse has a waning energy, it's an excellent time to get rid of fears, blocks, and bad habits. The 8th house is also a house of fertility and intimacy, so you could be making decisions about a sexual relationship or even experiencing a conception. It may also bring important news or documents related to banking or legal matters. This is a powerful time of transformation for you. Virgo. My dear beloved Virgos, this eclipse is in your 7th house of partnership. You will be making very important decisions about your relationships. This could be a culmination, like getting engaged or married, or it could be a powerful decision to end a relationship. For those already in a divorce process, this eclipse may bring the final court date, marking a karmically correct ending. The 7th house also governs all your partnerships, including business partners and clients. You might experience changes in these areas, perhaps a business partner leaving or a collaboration coming to an end. It's best to avoid important, emotionally charged conversations in this eclipse corridor. On a positive note, this eclipse could also bring a new business partnership or a decision to start a joint project. For some, it could even bring a change in your living situation, such as moving in with someone. This eclipse will bring secrets about your relationships to light, so prepare to see the truth. Libra. My dear, beloved Libras, this eclipse is in your 6th house of health, work, and daily routines. This eclipse could bring a change in a work contract, a medical treatment coming to an end, or a new health breakthrough. You might feel especially tired, so be sure to get some rest. The sixth house also governs pets, so you might see a culmination involving a pet, such as them having puppies or a new pet entering your life. Your daily routine is up for a big change. Your work schedule, job, or even your colleagues might be affected. This is a great time to make decisions about your health, like starting a new diet or taking up a practice like yoga. The sixth house also governs service to others, so you might feel a desire to help people or even change your career to a more service-oriented field. Scorpio, my beloved Scorpios. This eclipse is in your fifth house of love, pleasure, and creativity. This is a time of culmination for your love life. It could bring a new romance, a fun date, or a new person entering your life. However, superficial or non-committal relationships may come to an end. The fifth house also rules children, so you might see major changes in your children's lives. They may announce they are moving away for school, or you might be spending more time with them. This house also governs creativity, so if you're working on a creative project, this eclipse may bring a major culmination, like a big award or the completion of a project. Vacations might also be ending, signaling a return to work. Sagittarius. My dear beloved Sagittariuses, this eclipse is in your fourth house of home, family, and roots. This means you will see changes in your living situation or within your family. This could involve your mother or other close relatives, who may require your attention or reveal a long-held secret. This is an excellent time for real estate. You might make a decision to buy a new home, or you could finally sell a property you've had on the market for a long time. The fourth house is also about family composition, so this could bring news of a new baby in the family or a change in your living arrangement. This is a great time to start thinking about home renovations or a complete change of scenery. Capricorn. My beloved Capricorns, this lunar eclipse is in your third house of communication, so prepare for a very busy time. You might suddenly receive a lot of calls, messages, or invitations to meet up. This eclipse could bring a culmination regarding transportation, such as buying or selling a car or getting your driver's license. It might also bring an end to a business trip or the start of a new one. Friendships may come to an end if someone moves away. This is also a time for completing courses, receiving diplomas, or making a decision to pursue further education. The third house also governs siblings and neighbors, so be careful to avoid conflicts in these areas. This eclipse will also bring a culmination on any documents you've been working on, so expect to receive important news. Aquarius. My dear beloved Aquariuses, this eclipse is in your second house, making it a very financial time for you. You may receive a culmination in the form of a payment, a new side job, or a long-awaited first paycheck. You might be signing financial documents or redoing your investments. This house is all about how you make a living, so a career change is possible. This might be the time you decide to leave your long-term job to work for yourself. The second house also governs major purchases, and while this isn't a great time to make them, you might see something you like and make a final decision to buy it later. Pisces. My dear Pisceans, this lunar eclipse is in your first house, making it a very personal time for you. You need to be extra careful, as this eclipse could bring arguments, fights, or other conflicts. You'll be highly emotional, so try to channel that energy into creative pursuits like music or art. Taking time for yourself in solitude or meditation will be much more beneficial than confronting anyone. This is not the time to unleash the bomb, so to speak. The first house rules your ego, identity, and physical appearance. This eclipse will powerfully influence your sense of self, leading you to make decisions about a complete personal transformation. It could be a new look, a new life, or a complete change of direction. This is a perfect time to start a cleanse or a diet, as the energy of this eclipse will have a powerful effect on your body and soul. You might even win a competition or be put in the spotlight. If this forecast was helpful to you, put a like and press the bell. Subscribe to the Zodiac Soul Insights channel and get a plus in karma from the universe. Share in the comments. Was this forecast helpful to you? And how much coincides with your events? See you in the next video. May the stars be on your side.